Last year, the gaming industry pulled in $117 billion. Not from console games, not from $70 releases, not from subscriptions. The biggest chunk? From games you can download right now for free. Play for free, keep forever, never pay a cent. If the game is free, who is actually paying for it? This wasn't always the model. For most of gaming history, the deal was simple. There's a price on the box, you pay it. You own the game. Done. Then 2008 happened.
The
iPhone App Store launched, and overnight, there were hundreds of thousands of games competing for the same eyeballs. A game priced at $2.99 was invisible. A game priced at $0 was on the front page. Developers figured it out fast. Give the game away, get the players, then figure out the money. And the ones who really figured it out built something that makes a pay-once model look almost quaint. If you've ever played one of these games, you know the feeling. The first few levels are great. Everything moves fast. You're winning. The rewards feel generous. And then, somewhere around level 8, 10, 12, something shifts. Progress slows down. The game that felt easy now feels like work. You could push through, but it'll take days. Or, right there at the bottom of the screen, a little option appears. $1.99. Skip it. That wall wasn't a design flaw. It was engineered. Developers track everything, every tap, every hesitation, the exact moment players close the app in frustration and don't come back. They run thousands of variations to find the one moment where a specific type of player is most likely to open their wallet. The wall isn't random, it's placed at your breaking point, and they knew where that was before you did. But the wall is only half the system. Before the wall, there's something else, the rewards. Early in the game, they come fast and feel good. Then they get unpredictable. Sometimes you open a chest and get something great, sometimes nothing. The timing shifts, the value shifts. You never quite know when the next good reward is coming. That's not randomness. That's a design decision backed by decades of behavioral research. B.F. Skinner demonstrated it with pigeons in the 1950s. An unpredictable reward, one that comes sometimes, not always, produces more persistent behavior than a guaranteed one. The animal keeps pressing the lever. The player keeps opening the app. And then the notifications start. Not random ones. Push alerts timed to the exact hour you're most likely to be bored, distracted, or close to churning. They know that window. They measured it. The wall gets your money. The variable rewards get your attention. The notifications get your time. 3 different systems, 1 goal. But the wall is just the entry point. The cleverer layer is what happens to the money once you decide to spend it. You're never buying something directly. You're buying gems, or coins, or tokens, some made-up currency with a friendly name that your brain doesn't process the same way it processes dollars. There's actual research on this. When you abstract money into a fictional currency, people spend significantly more freely. Buying 2,000 gems for $9.99 doesn't feel like spending $9.99. It feels like a game decision. And then there's the pack sizing, which is, honestly, a masterclass in dark design. Say you need 600 gems to unlock something. The cheapest pack has 500. The next one up has 1,200. So you buy the 1,200, get your item, and now you've got 600 left over. Not quite enough for the next thing, nudging you toward another purchase, just to use it up. The industry calls that breakage, leftover currency they know will never be redeemed. Pure profit, already pocketed. Then there's the gacha. You've seen it, a chest, a spin, a blind pull where you spend real currency for a random outcome. The odds are published. The developers will show you, right there in the menu, that your chance of getting the rare item is 2%. Transparent, legal. But 2% means you can pull 50 times and still get nothing. And the system is calibrated to sit just below the threshold where most jurisdictions would legally classify it as gambling. Just below. on purpose. And then the timer appears. This offer expires in 3 hours and 47 minutes. A countdown. The gems you already bought suddenly feel like they're burning a hole. You've already converted real money into this fictional currency. Leaving now feels like abandoning something you own. That's sunk cost. The timer knows it. Every layer compounds the one before it. The currency makes spending feel abstract. The breakage traps the remainder. The gacha makes the outcome feel worth chasing. The timer makes waiting feel like losing. There's a third layer, and this one's different. Most players, the overwhelming majority, never spend a single dollar. The entire game supports them, runs for them, updates for them, leaderboards, guilds, co-op missions that fall apart if you don't show up. Real people creating real expectations about your time. But here's the thing, those non-paying players are not the customer. They are the environment. They fill the leaderboards. They create the social pressure. They make the game feel alive and worth playing. They are the bait that keeps the paying players engaged. And those paying players, the ones who actually fund everything, they're a very specific kind of person. But before we get there, notice what's happened to your relationship with the app. You're not playing because you want to. You're playing because people are counting on you. Your guild has a raid. Your team needs you online. Missing it doesn't just cost you points, it costs you something social. Real friendships built inside artificial obligations. That's not an accident either. The game isn't competing with other games, it's competing with everything else in your life. Your sleep, your evenings, your attention when you're sitting with other people. And it designed itself specifically to win that competition. Not by being the most fun thing available, by becoming something you feel you owe. The industry has a name for them: whales. In most free-to-play games, somewhere between 0.5% and 2% of the total player base generates between 50 and 80% of all revenue. Sit with that for a second. These aren't particularly wealthy people in most cases. Research consistently finds that problem gambling tendencies, impulsive spending patterns, and loneliness are strong predictors of whale behavior. So the question isn't just, how does this game make money? The question is, who is this game designed to find? Because the entire system, the variable rewards, the friction, the social pressure, the push notifications timed to when you're most likely to be bored or lonely, all of it is a funnel, engineered to find the small percentage of players most psychologically vulnerable to it, and extract as much as the relationship will bear. The rest of you are just set dressing. Governments have started noticing. Belgium banned loot boxes outright in 2018, called them gambling under existing law, because, structurally, that's what they are. The Netherlands followed. South Korea, the UK, Australia, still debating. Some developers have adapted. Clearer pricing, battle passes with predictable value, fewer dark patterns. Others haven't changed a thing. But the underlying economics haven't shifted. The goal is still to find the people who will spend, find them fast, keep them engaged, extract as much as the relationship will bear. The model works. It will keep working as long as the psychology it exploits remains human. The industry's defense, when pressed, is simple. Nobody is forced to spend. The game is free. Every purchase is a choice. That's true, and it misses the point entirely. The choice exists. The architecture around the choice does not. That architecture was built by teams of designers, data scientists, and behavioral economists who know, with statistical precision, which players are most likely to spend, when they'll spend, and how much the relationship will bear before it breaks. The player doesn't know they're being profiled. The company does. That gap between what the player knows about themselves and what the company knows about the player is where the revenue lives. This is the hidden business model. Free for almost everyone, extremely expensive for a very few. And the game itself, from the first level, from the first generous reward, is the machine for sorting which category you fall into. You know that now. And knowing it doesn't stop it working. The wall still appears. The gems still feel different from dollars. The timer still creates urgency. The guild still creates obligation. Knowledge changes how it feels to be inside the machine. It doesn't change how the machine functions. The people who built it knew you'd eventually figure some of this out. They built the model to work anyway. On the ones who don't know. On the ones who know and play regardless. On the ones who know, quit, and come back because someone in their guild sent a message. That's the real reason these games are free. Someone else is paying. And the game has always known exactly who that person is going to be. Next video, social media feeds work on the same principle, but what they're designed to extract isn't money. It's something they consider more valuable.